I think I'm done with this gameplay. I think I'm legit about to retire from playing FC24 anymore. I really don't know how much 4321 100 depth Gegenpress I can take anymore. I don't think I can. But I'm gonna go into that more in a sec as well. We have some news to talk about. I don't know what the stinginess is going on right now with these futties cards. Like they makes no sense to me. Futties leaks are coming out extremely late right now, talking 3-4 hours before content. I don't know why, but it just seems to be happening. Once again, today there's no like player leak to talk about. Also, there was a fake viral FC25 leak that was just straight up, or it's a tweet that was just straight up not true at all. Seems to happen like once a week at this point. We're gonna talk about that too, but okay. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Kamile Abeli, so you say her name. What are we doing with these cards right now? Like the stinginess, the weirdness of these cards, I do not get right now. I really don't. I'm happy about the pack weight. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. This is futties. It's supposed to be like a lot of fun, juiced out cards and stuff like that. And you make a medium high right winger who can't play center mid, who's got some weird play style combinations with great all around stats, definitely. But then you give her like weird play styles too. None of the good passing play styles are there with no defending ones. I don't know what this card is. I don't know. It makes you wonder if most of the people at EA are kind of like, okay, we don't have a women's right winger who has XYZ. We don't have an acrobat women's card. We don't have a power shot women's card that's an icon. Let's just give one out. When it's like nobody really asks for certain cards in certain positions. Same thing with like this new Zorloth that just came out, because people were loving and hyping up this Zorloth, which obviously it's Zorloth. He's very good, but you gave him Tiki Taka, which I actually think Tiki Taka is a little bit underrated. But Travella and Chip Shot are pretty terrible. Okay, I think they're pretty bad, and it's not 5/5 either, and it's just kind of more of the exact same. Is he that different to his Tots card? Really not that much. It makes you wonder how the selection process, or how they determine the stats here, and why they're being stingier with it. What's the process and why? It's not to be the bearer of bad news, EA. We got a new game coming out in like 2 months. In fact, it's pretty much 2 months exactly to the date. So why do you keep giving room to improve cards? I mean, I guess you want to make the August cards the 5-star just cracked out ones, but people will probably be gone by then and they won't give a shit. So I don't really understand that right now. Also have this pack to open in today's video if you want to stick around to the end. But okay, the 4-3-2 100 depth bullshit right now. I can't take this gameplay anymore. I can't take it seriously. For one, I'm not sitting here salty after losing. I just went 10-0 in qualies. I literally did not lose in qualifying. The whole time I'm playing, I'm just sitting here like, what is going on? There's 7 players chasing you constantly. You have to switch the ball up every single time, which is what leads to one of the leaks that I wanted to talk about today for FC25. It has me wondering, do people not understand what's going on in the game and why it's happening? In the current testing version of FC25, long passes have more error than in FC24. No more switching side meta. That's what we got out of what this gameplay is, a switching side meta. I understand people don't, deep dive into the gameplay like I do a lot. I totally get that, and I think many of you guys do, but do you understand? Like, do people understand what's going on the pitch? Why do people switch the ball up so much? It's not because it's so broken it flies to the player in an instant. You can do it up and down the field until you score, or some ridiculous shit. It's because there's nobody to pass to except for the guy on the switch. When you see a radar like this, I don't understand how people's first thought is like, okay, we have to patch the long balls. That's the problem here, and not the fact that everyone is stuck to each other like glue. I try and pass that ball to Puskas, who's I think he's like the right striker, right? So if you see Puskas there, I think that's Puskas. I can't tell, but most of you guys know it's not even a guarantee 100% pass. There's no guaranteed 100% passer because my guy on the bottom, look on the radar. I think that's my cam in a 4-2-2, I want to say. It's the same thing with him. If you pass to somebody who's like backing down the opposition, it's not a guarantee. You have one place to go here that you can retain the ball, at least with somewhat confidence. What do you do to retain the ball with confidence here? Pros, what they do is, okay, we have to have a giant striker up top because I can't like pass him the ball on the ground. I have to get it to him in the air. Well, let's get Holland to be that right striker right there and then head it down. Or we switch the play. Those are the only 2 options. Those are the only 2 consistent options to actually keep the fucking ball. So the first thought being patch the long balls rather than fix the most ridiculous Gegenpress auto press we've ever seen is absolutely asinine to me. And the fact we can go 4-3-2 100 depth right now, I like that as an idea in terms of, hey, it's just fun tactics. There's going to be flaws to it, but actually, oops, right now, with how good defenders are and how ridiculous the auto press is, there's like no flaws to it. So you just put 100 depth on, and as long as you like hold your back line somewhat well, you're going to be fine. And it makes the auto press even more insane because just players are further up the pitch, right? This gameplay is so bad to me, I can say in pretty much straight confidence. To me, this is the worst gameplay we've had since, I mean, it's got to be 19 to me. I don't know what year could even compete. It was 22 that wasn't great either, but this to me is by far the most like game-breaking gameplay has been since 19. And I cannot believe that they let this happen this year, because we had the best gameplay, and this is not hindsight. We were saying this last year at this exact time. We said, hey, gameplay's fun right now. Please, can we build off this and pretty much keep it mostly like this? And instead, they just said, fuck off. We're doing our own thing and we know better. Oops, we don't know any better, actually, because we created whatever the hell this is. Maybe EA views it as a success. I don't know. But I'm continually stunned that they implemented this auto press into the game and thought it was a good idea and have managed to even nerf it and keep it in the game. They kept it in. They just nerfed it, but they kept it in the game the whole fucking year. That blows. It actually blows my mind. And we did get news as well that the gameplay trailer is set to come out next week. So we're going to see stuff about gameplay. We have 3 deep dives in July, and it's the 22nd now. We've not seen any. So, I mean, it's got to be coming out very shortly. And we're going to go over that pretty intently. That's really what I'm curious about. If they say nothing about any of this midfield congestion, I'm going to be extremely worried. If they don't say, hey, we know midfield congestion was bad last year, we're gonna fix that and try and fix that at least. If we hear nothing about it, it's a feature that they want in the game for next year, and we are all in big trouble. But only one way to find out. We can't hate on it too much until we read what the deep dive looks like. So also by next week, I think he means this current week. I think he meant like this next coming week, but I don't know if it's not super good English, so I think it's just this week, because next week is July's almost over, right? And if you want a video on how to counter the 100 depth most effectively as you possibly can, it's not super easy and simple, but you can do it. I can make a video on that if you guys would like, but I don't know how many of you still play champs like every weekend or anything like that. I don't really know like the percentage of my audience that does. So okay, let's get into now this ridiculous fake leak that was out there, and people were going like it was a civil war in Spain over this player rating, you know, nonsense. Lamine Yamal has a lower rating than Endrick in FC 25. I can't stop laughing. He shows an 80 Lamine Yamal, and then an 82 Endrick here. This is before the community note that came in saying, hey, this is not legit. Before that, I saw his tweet on my timeline with like 50k likes. He's at 56k now, at 50k likes at the time, 2 mil views. We can't compete with Madrid's PR. This isn't even the same card design. This is the leaked FC 25 design. This is just the FC 24 card design. I mean, it wasn't even a good, like, fake leak, but no, this is, of course, it's not true. And Endrick, first of all, these stats are going to be nowhere near what his card will look like. If Endrick has 77 physical and 82 shot on his first FIFA card, I will eat butter. There is zero fucking chance that's happening. How did anybody even believe this? In terms of leaks right now, there's not a whole lot. There's like minute details of FC 25 I want to go over, and maybe more videos coming up here over the course of maybe this week. But there is a pro tip right now. Check your clubs for bronzes, specifically from big clubs / leagues or nations that are 80 pace and below, because so many of them are in that new bronze Evo that came out, and you can make a ton of coins off of your bronzes. I made like 30k off of mine, and I only had a few to sell. And once again, I want to say the same tip I said yesterday, because I got like 3 comments saying, thanks for telling me about the draft tip. I just made 50k. Play your drafts right now. Almost all of the tradable packs are going to be amazing at the moment because so many discard 10k cards are in there that you might as well play all your drafts. And then what do you guys think about the fact that we have still 10 million coin cards in July, right? There's, you know, these top end futties cards are still very expensive. People have been complaining about it on Twitter a lot. I don't really know what to make of it. It's hard to like get out of having cards be so expensive. And the pack weight, I mean, pack weight is actually good. I actually like the pack weight a lot, but obviously on a card like Neymar, it's never going to be good. I don't really know what you do about it, but crazy. We just accept that cards can even be 10 million coins. That's entirely unachievable, basically, through just playing the game. You could argue maybe if you played every single weekend league, got lucky in packs more than once, and traded some, you could get there. But I would argue that it's entirely unrealistic to expect people to be able to afford a 10 million coin card ever in a FIFA cycle. Okay, last bit of news here. We did have a little bit more word about one of the goalkeeper play styles. We've seen, I think, the names of all of them on the channel, but we've not seen any like descriptions of them. Deflector pushes balls into safe spaces, and there's less rebound goals apparently. I didn't really notice rebound goals too much this year being crazy. I guess you do score some, but I haven't noticed it too much being terrible. But I'm very worried about goalkeeper play styles next year. It's like I want them in the game, and it seems like it's a very cool idea, but then also I'd rather have finishing be like way too good than terrible. So I don't really know, I guess, what I even want. What do you guys think? Would you rather have keepers be similar to what they were this year, or FIFA 23 where they were probably worse, but then the gameplay was also better? It's hard to find that balance, I know, but I know one of them is called Rush Out. And if there's like a playstyle plus Rush Out where you can just hold triangle on a keeper and you can't ever dribble past them, it's a bit OP. It's a bit annoying there. I'm not going to read your comments because I've got a video on that coming up in a little bit where I'm going to read every single one of them and get your last chance to get them in right now. I'll record in like maybe an hour, so you got like one last chance. Okay, let's open it up. If we get Futties Ribery, I will twerk on camera. That's going to happen. Germany, center mid. That is going to be Lothar Matthäus, perhaps? Could that be Matthäus? Ballack. Okay. I love Ballack. I've used him many times. I think he's amazing in this game. He's very cheap, I think, but it's actually okay. I don't hate that. The SBC is not that expensive, and it's like 170,000. You know what? Fine. I'll take it. That's okay. Thanks for being here. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about today, so I kind of just rambled for the most part. Appreciate you as always. I love you all. Since very soon. Peace.